Welcome to the Zera Shimshon English podcast, in which we learn and explain in a clear and uncomplicated manner an excerpt from the Sefer Zera Shimshon on the Parsha. Parshas Eikev. Last week's Sedra ends with the posuk, "V'shamat es mitzvah v'sokim v'mishpotim." You shall observe the mitzvahs and the statutes and the ordinances. Asher anoichi mitzavacha yoyim la'soisam. That I, Hashem, command you today to perform them. And the first pasuk in this week's Sedra is V'hoya Eikev tishmun es mishpatim ha'ela ushmatum v'asisam v'som. And because of your listening to these ordinances and your observing and performing them, V'shama Hashem Elokecha lecha es abris v'sechesed asher nishba l'avisecha. And Hashem, your God, will keep the covenant and the kindness that He swore to your forefathers. V'heifacha v'recha u'v'erbecha. Hashem will bless you, and Hashem will multiply you. U'verach privitnecha u'fi admosecha. And Hashem will bless the fruit of your womb and the fruit of your land. The simple way to understand these two psukim is that the opening pasuk of Eikev, and because of your listening, etc., is a continuation of the last pasuk in last week's parsha. Meaning, if one observes and performs the mitzvahs, the result will be that Hashem will bless him. The Zera Shimshon rejects this explanation because the first pasuk, you shall observe the mitzvahs, is written in the singular, and the next pasuk, which promises schar, is written in the plural. Zera Shimshon therefore gives a few explanations, but we'll mention only two of them. The first explanation is based on Rashi, who, in the name of Chazal, explains that the word today in the pasuk, that I commanded you today to perform them, is not explaining the time that Hashem commanded them today, but rather it is referring to the time when we must perform them today. Rashi goes on to explain that the word today is referring to the time that we were living in this world, and that during our stay in this world is the time we must do the mitzvahs. This is obvious, but the main lesson of this pasuk is the implication. We must perform mitzvahs in this world, but we do not receive reward today in this world, but rather in the world to come. Zera Shimshon explains that only an individual does not receive reward in this world for mitzvahs. However, Hashem does give the tzibur, the community, reward in this world for the mitzvahs they do collectively. According to this, Zera Shimshon explains the second pasuk is not a continuation of the first pasuk, but rather it is contrasting the difference when an individual does a mitzvah and when the tzibur does a mitzvah. Every individual should perform the mitzvahs today, and he will receive reward for it only in the world to come. However, when the tzibur guards and keeps the mitzvahs, then Hashem will bless them even in this world. Zera Shimshon gives a second similar pshat, but according to this pshat, the second pasuk is a continuation of the first one. An individual is not only an individual, he is also part of the whole tzibur. This being so, one person who does a mitzvah can bring benefit to the whole tzibur as if they did a mitzvah, even if in truth they didn't do that mitzvah and don't really deserve any reward. The first pasuk, you, the individual, should observe the mitzvahs to perform them, is speaking about an individual who performs the mitzvahs. The next pasuk continues that even though only one person observed the mitzvahs, still And because of your singular listening to these ordinances, Hashem will bless you, plural. Meaning, it is considered like the whole tzibur did the mitzvahs, and they all receive reward. According to this explanation, we can explain another difficult pasuk. It says in the pasuk later on, Re'ei, Anochi nosim v'nechem hayom bracha v'klala. Realize, singular, today I set before you, plural, blessings and curses. Why does Hashem tell the individual to realize that Hashem is setting before the whole community blessing and curse? The answer is that Hashem is warning the individual that he should realize that his actions will affect the whole community. Thank you for listening. And in the merit of your learning the Divrei Torah of Zera Shimshon, Hashem should honor the promise that the Zera Shimshon made for people who learn his Divrei Torah. And your eyes will see children and grandchildren like the offshoots of an olive tree around your tables, wise and understanding, with houses filled with all manner of good things, and wealth and honor.